Good morning, Middlesex High School. Today we're going to be discussing the issue of human rights. A basic definition of human rights is that all humans are entitled to freedom, security, and a decent standard of living. Here at school, we recently took a survey that measured the human rights temperature of our school. On average, we scored a 70, which needs to be improved. There are several different ways for human rights to be violated. They can be as simple as not helping pick up a person's books in the hallway, leaving the same people out in gym class, or not helping clueless freshmen find their classrooms. Coming up, we have a video that inspired us. We're hoping it will inspire you as well.
Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure.
I wish the way I was living to stop serving rocks, knowing the cops is hot when I'm on the block, and I wish my brother would've made bail so I won't have to travel 6 hours to see him in jail, and I wish that my grandmother wasn't sick or that we would just come up on some stacks and hit a lick, and I wish my homies wouldn't have to suffer when the streets get the upper hand on us and we lose a brother, and I wish I could go deep in the zone and lift the spirits of the world with the words within the song, and I wish I could teach a soul to fly, take away the pain out your hands and help you hold them high, and I wish my homie was still alive and know the day of this we had never took a ride, and I wish that God could protect us from the wrong so that all the soldiers that was sent overseas come home, and we will never break, don't devastate, we shall motivate, and we gotta pray, all we gotta say, instead of thinking about who gon' die today, the Lord is gonna help you feel better, so you ain't gotta try today, sit at the light so long, and then we gotta move straight forward, cause we fight so strong, so when right go wrong, just say a little prayer, get your money, man, right go wrong.
Yes, I am hopeful for today. Take this music and use it. Let it take you away and be hopeful, hopeful, and He'll make a way. I know it ain't easy, but that's okay, cause we hopeful.
I wish that you could show some love instead of hating so much when you see some other people coming up. I wish I could teach the world to sing, write some music and have them tripping off the joy I bring. I wish that we can hold hands, listen instead of just lessons from a grown man. And I wish the families that lack, but got love, get some stacks, brand new shot, and a lot, that's some love. And I wish we could keep achieving wonder, see the vision of the world through the eyes of Stevie Wonder. You feel me? And I hope all the kids eat, and don't nobody in my family see 6 feet. You dig? I hope the mother stands strong. You can make it whether you win them or your man's gone. And I wish I could give every Sally some commissary and a purple bring the heat on the breeze like they did on Kelly. And I wish that DOC could scream again, and bullets could reverse and pop and Biggie breathe again. Then one day they can speak again. I wish that we only saw good news every time we look at CNN. I wish we could never get the blues. Wish I could be like the people that died at 82. I wish that we could walk the path, stay doing the right thing, hustle hard so the kids maintain the real game.
Hopeful, yes I am hopeful for today. Take this music and use it. Let it take you away and be hopeful, hopeful, and He'll make a way. I know it ain't easy, but that's okay, cause we hope.
Wish the world wasn't so apocalyptic. I try to spread my message to the world the best way that I can give it. We can make it, always be optimistic. If you don't listen, gotta live my life the best way that I can live it. I pray for justice when we go to court. Wish it was all good, so the country never even went to war. Why can't we kick it and just get them on? And in the famous words of Mr. King, why can't we all just get along? But we can find a better way to shop and please, and I hope we find a better way to cop the keys, and I wish everybody would just stop and breathe and ask, why are we fulfilling these downfalls and these copper seeds? You can be wrong if it's you doubt. With the faith of a mustard seed, you can move out. And only the Heavenly Father can ease the hurt. Just let it go and keep praying on your knees and church.
Yes, I am hopeful for today. Take this music and use it. Let it take you away and be hopeful, hopeful, and He'll make a way. I know it ain't easy, but that's okay, cause we're hopeful. Yes, I am hopeful for today. Take this music and use it. Let it take you away and be hopeful, hopeful, and He'll make a way. I know it ain't easy, but that's okay, cause we hopeful, hopeful.
Now, I hope you were inspired by that video. I know I was. But next we will hear interviews from our principal, Mr. Freeman, and a guidance counselor, Miss McGuire.
Do you think people's human rights are being violated here in the school? It can be as simple as someone not being picked in gym class.
I would agree with that.
So to speak about this school in particular, when it comes to violation of human rights, it would be difficult, but I can speak to schools in general about how, I don't think I would use the word violation of human rights. I think I would say that we restrict them in some cases in an effort to provide an even ground for people. So often students will say that we limit their freedom of speech and their ability to express some things that they're thinking. And I think once in a while maybe that does really happen, because as administrators we do that to make everyone feel safe. In an effort to actually preserve human rights, we end up restricting others. Talk about bullying and things that happen there. Well, really bullying comes down to being about power. And when people have power, they don't want to give it up. And there's something innately American about the struggle of the individual and the concept that we're supposed to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps despite any triumph or any difficulty that we may have to overcome and get to that point. And so we're supposed to be rugged individuals in that sense. And so by our culture, we're not meant to help one another and support one another. And that's a real challenge.
Okay. How do you think we can solve the problem?
I don't know if the problem can be solved because it's a lot of these thoughts and ideas are bred at home. For example, like if a kid's brought up Catholic, he may not have views as far as Protestants and Jews and Muslims. So again, I don't know how, even through education, you're going to completely rid a society of those ills.
Well, unfortunately, it's easier to say than to do, and that is with most big sociological issues. And that is, as I mentioned, for those people who have power to give up some of it and share it around. It's the majority that tends to rule, and whether it's a malicious attempt to limit other people or whether it's just a function of how things always were, it's difficult to make those changes. So we look at things like white privilege and things like that. And the only way for that to change is for those minorities to be able to come up and make the difference. And that we're talking in terms of race, but that's also in terms of religion. We look at even our school calendar, and our vacations and our holidays are largely based on the Christian religions, because that's how our government operates, is largely based on that calendar. And so it will take for someone to have to go to work on one of their holidays so someone else can have one off, or maybe not even that particular holiday, but some date surrounding that to still have productivity, but meet other people's needs as well.
Now that ends our Middlesex High School news for today. I hope you all have a nice day.